Hello, class. Welcome to week 5. Let me share my screen. Let's see what we got going on this week. Let's see. Last week we went over governance and compliance. We built on adding value, and then we looked at aligning our IT services to, of course, regulations and also to the business, so we can create value for the business. This week we'll go into general management practices. I believe the week after that we'll go into service management practices. So we'll go into management practices over the next couple of weeks, and we'll look at different areas, including project management, risk management, knowledge management, and change management or improvement change management. And change management is a little bit under governance as well. How changes occur and the approvals that happen, especially in a publicly traded company. Going back to the governance issue, at the end of the week, you should be able to apply your ITSM principles for the general management practices. And looking at some of the resources this week, there's a video knowledge management that's recommended. I always highly suggest that you check the videos. The recommended readings too are really good too. They're like the CIO magazine is a great resource. If you're not reading CIO, it's a good thing to read, especially at the graduate level. You can see what organizations are doing currently, and and apply their best practices. And then of course the other, is the text on general management practices, and then some other resources that are available to you. But once you get through these, you'll have good broad knowledge of the different practices. This week we'll go over project failure for the discussion post, and like I said in my post, well over 50% of projects fail. I've seen it throughout my lifetime. Studies after study shows that they fail, and from my own personal experience, a lot of times either they fail or halfway through or 3/4 way through the project, the funding is pulled before they completely fail, and then you move in a different direction, which seems to be more common than not. What I've seen is a lot of times, you create a project, you want to try to align it to business value, and there's a lot of promises made, but it's hard to fulfill those promises with the money constraints, time constraints, etc. And so it'll be easy for you to find a good example of a project failure. Recently I'm down in Southwest Florida. Avis is close to us, and they just went through a brand new or tried to implement 2 years ago a new reservation system that didn't turn out the way they wanted it to. And in fact, it was so bad they were actually offline for quite a few days, up to over a week, where they had to take reservations over the phone because their system was down. And so, those hard cutovers can be very scary without, being able to roll back. And the assignment this week, of course, is going to be over general IT management best practices and over the 4 different areas, and then allow you to look at some of the best practices and provide examples of those and research further into those. So again, like I always say, put your discussions early. Make sure you're doing good feedback with each other. If you have any questions, feel free to email me and only email away. And like I said, I check the email just about every morning and every evening. And have a great week.